Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're gonna continue and finish off the project we're doing on NombaPlet, and so here is what it's gonna look like at the end of it, and here is the code as it looked last time we were together. As you can see, that's the code. HTML. I've written some CSS and stuff like that, and I'm just gonna run you through how, if I save my HTML here and I refresh the browser, that's what it looked like at the start of everything. Okay. So I have a CSS Reset. A CSS Reset basically resets everything on the browser. Basically what we are looking at here now is the browser's default rendering, how it renders everything at the end of it. Well, by default it applies some CSS, some styles to certain elements, and after saving that file, this is what it looks like. So I've basically reset everything to 0, all the paddings, all the margins, resets. You see here I'm using Eric Mayer's resets tool, and it's a public license one. And so basically I've removed all the margin, paddings, borders, font sizes. I've reset them to 100% font. We're inheriting the default font set by your browser. I think most people set that anyway. And then we are vertically aligning everything to baseline, so it's really, everything back to basics. We are basically everything. We are going to style every element on our page, right? And this, initially you could see like the H1 tags. The H1 tags have much bigger fonts. They have much bigger paddings and margins. The H2, H3s, all the, when we do this and we reset it to 0. Okay, let's move on. So I have some elements that I have. Let's remove that. I have the main NombaPlet elements or blocks of content that I have styled. Yeah, sorry, I had to do this off camera so I could easily run you through. Okay, let's start at the top and just make everything go off completely and refresh, and now we have a new style of font style being applied to everything. Yeah, this one. Let's just do that, and we have a nice font here. I think it's an Apple system font. Let me move this down here so we can see what other styles are being set. So basically on the wrapper, I'm just applying a margin 0 top and bottom. This is a shorthand for top and bottom, right and left. Okay. And then we're saying maximum width of the page should be 60 viewport width, which is the browser from this side to this side. Depending on how big the browser is, it will adjust. The bigger it goes, the bigger it goes, the bigger it goes. But it stays at 60%. Okay. I will show you what the top wrapper is. Let's move our comment down here, and that's the top wrapper. So that's the top wrapper background color, so you can see what it looks like quickly. Let's say red. That's the top wrapper. It's basically taking 50% of the view height, okay, and it will stay like that. VH and VW is just viewport height and viewport width. And I'm displaying it flex and flex column background color on this one as well, so we can see what it's doing. Let's just say green. Okay, that's the green. The green, let's take away the red first. The green is our wrapper, the whole page. Okay, and the red is our top wrapper. I should have a second wrapper, but I didn't see the point of it. And then we'll just walk through it. So the top wrapper, we're saying the header part of the top wrapper. I like to write it this way so people can read and understand where we are, because HTML tags are an ancestry tree. So we have the wrapper, which is the whole page. It wraps the whole page, and inside the wrapper we have the header, the top wrapper I had to wrap it into, and then we have the header. The header is the app header with the HTML, with the CSS class. Header dot app header would be the same. Alright, the web developer tools, well, the developer tools on Firefox. If I save now, let's look at the difference between the files. This is what the file looks like, and if you can see, we have this down here on the top wrapper, app header. I'm here now, and I save, and this one changes. So it saves on the fly. Next is our top plate. You see, we don't have an image in there anymore, but let's move back to the plate reg, and bang, that's what we get. I'm applying a border from the sides so it's easier to deal with, to turn it on when people want a border, because we have this button here that says border, add border, remove border. Now the plate wrapper settings, yeah, background will just say orange for now, and that's what it looks like when it's black, and when it's white it's different. Sorry, the rear plate and then the front plate. Okay, I'll just use that orange later. That's when it's on the rear plate, front plate, and that's when it's on the rear plate, and that's when it doesn't have a border. That's what it looks like without a border. That's what it looks like with a border. Some people like the border, some don't. And then let's move on to the div, displayed flex. I'm ordering it, the select, to be the first element. But by default, whatever you have not named becomes the first element. The div is the second element, and it contains a few things in there. The form is what we call customer shipping details, customer details and shipping details and stuff like that. So I'm just like ordering the forms. We start with the background color on it, margin, display grid. It's nice to display things in grid. It's easier. I just thought it was easier to deal with it. And then that div, there's a div. Let me show you. There's a div that I am playing games with, so I can just order things better. We are where? In the form. I put a div in here. I didn't even give it a CSS class or anything. I just target it by saying the next div, the child div on this one, and this only one, and the form details, order details. Grab it, apply a flex on it, and display it as a row. Okay. And what happens is grabs everything in here, displays it as a row, but because we have a grid here, our grid is nicely displayed. Actually, let me go into the inspector, turn on the grid inspector, layout. We have one grid, only one grid system, and you can see that's the top and that's the bottom row. So the form has some H3s, and we style those. Bang. Yeah, like that. The title tags, and then from there we just basically to the footer, and that's what we have. These are element styles that they take a long time to look into how it's working from other CSS frameworks, and so those elements have been pulled in, and that's how it looks. It reflects the font that is used in the UK, the most popular font used in the UK for number plates, and that's the font. It's called NombaPlet font, yeah, and you can just find it easily by UK NombaPlet NombaPlet font. It's even here, UK NombaPlet font, and it's quite a popular font. You go to the font, it's a free font you will find, and this is one hell of a good job done. Yeah. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you.